The Yale School of Public Health published a study showing that universal health care coverage, a Bernie Sanders style Medicare for All system, would save $1 trillion and 114,000 lives every year. It's not a typo, but this is not the right way to think about the result of this study. The right way to think about it is flipping it around. We spend, people like you and me, regular people who might reach their out of pocket maximum in a year where they have to get surgery. We spend $1 trillion and 114,000 people sacrifice their lives in order to transfer that $1 trillion that we spend into the pockets of rich Americans. Ask an economist or a policymaker, and they would not say that this is spending $1 trillion and 114,000 lives directly to transfer that $1 trillion into the pockets of the wealthy. But effectively, that's what it is. 2/3 of the wealth of the United States is held by the top 10% because they have access to enough money to make capital investments. They hold all the stocks, they own all the land, they have all of our wealth, and it trickles up. So we spend this $1 trillion, yes, on things like insurance companies. There are people, millions of people employed by those insurance companies. And by spending this extra $1 trillion, that's GDP based spending, right? That's money that goes into the pockets, yes, of employees. But every single thing that we spend that $1 trillion on has profit baked in. The insurance industry, the medical industry, pharmaceutical industry. All of those things are harvesting that profit, and they are taking as big of a chunk of it as they can every single year. So no, the $1 trillion doesn't go into the pockets of the rich instantly, but it does quickly end up there. Out of the $200 trillion in personally held wealth, privately held wealth in the United States, that's wealth that is not owned by the federal government or by state governments. $200 trillion last time I checked the numbers, over 2/3 of it, just call it 66%, of that money was held by the top 10% of Americans. That's $132 trillion in the hands of just 10% of the population. And if we had this system, the system of Medicare for All that's described in this, which is not necessarily the most efficient, most effective system to get the best outcomes for everyone and reduce our expense. Just this version of this system means that we are spending an extra $1 trillion and an extra 114,000 lives to eventually ship that $1 trillion directly into the pockets of the rich.